Alright then, it's Wednesday again. It's time for me to go through some of my comics, count some more of my comics, and we're going to go for that one up there. That pile of comics there on the shelf, with the little pile sitting on top of it. So, let's go and see what's in them, eh? Let's count some comics. Hey there, it's Wednesday. It's time for me to go through... Well, I told you at the beginning of the video. I keep forgetting I break this video up. Yeah, but it's Wednesday and I'm here to do another one of my comic videos. Now this is a little bit annoying because this is the second take, because I actually already did the whole video, 40 minutes, and one of the cameras wasn't turned on. So yeah. I'll try to see if I can sync up the comic footage to the me talking, but I wasn't able to. So I'm just doing the whole thing again, which is annoying because it means you won't get the initial reaction or my initial thoughts and stuff, and I'll probably forget a lot of the stuff what I said. But you know, that's just bad luck. So right, so opening up the box. Well, even before I got in the box, I found right on the top this 80-page giant Justice League of America, first issue from November 2009. So there you go, that's the first thing on the top of the box. I'm not going to bother showing the art. I think it would be forever if I showed you all the art inside. But that's just one of the little ones that was on the top there. And then we had this other little four-parter, DC Universe Decisions. Green Arrow endorses Heroes Don't Vote. Some kind of political, what I would call some kind of political story going on. I can't remember exactly what it was all about. Vote the Guy Gardner way. So yeah, did somebody voice an opinion on politics, and then other heroes came out with other decisions about what their politics were? Is that what that was about? I really can't recall. I'll have to go through it again and check it out, I think. Right, and then another little 7-parter. Justice League Cry for Justice. Right. So let's start with the first copy, first issue, should I say? A nice sideways cover. It's interesting. Not something I've seen very often. I can't remember seeing it before actually, but pretty cool. James Robinson, Mauro Cascioli. Can't remember. I'm not Mauro, sorry. I'm not very good with remembering the names of people, to be honest. James Robinson rings a bell. I'm pretty sure I've seen him. What he's written before. Let's have a look. Let's try and do these in order. So let's just flip that over. So there you go. Well, that's Congorilla there, I believe. We've got Ollie and Hal, Shazam. Not quite sure who Congorilla is fighting. There's that burst of energy coming out of their chest and hitting Congorilla. Does that give me a clue? Not really. I can't work out who it is. But I can't remember much of this story. I did remember it was him, Prometheus. I think he did something quite terrible, and they were not very happy at all, the old Justice League people. I think at the end, Ollie takes extreme sanctions or something like that, takes him out. But I can't really recall. I don't remember this clinch either. That's Supergirl and Captain Marvel, I say. Pain and destruction. So what I remember from Prometheus, he's kind of like the Batman of the supervillains, isn't he? Like sort of not really got any powers as such, but he's got lots of gadgets and devices, and he's got a cunning mind, able to come up with some nefarious plots, and in the end, final justice. The whole team are coming down for him. So I can't really remember what happens in the end. I don't want to give myself a spoiler because I might have to dig this out and start reading it again. But some cool art inside. Oh, Leanne. That's Arsenal's daughter, isn't it? His daughter with Cheshire Cat. Or Cheshire, her name is, isn't it? Not Cheshire Cat. Oh, looks like kind of rings a bell now. Right. And then digging through the box further, we come across Booster Gold. A nice old comic here. Booster Gold, what's this? It doesn't say the 1986 this one. Booster Gold is, as the dollar sign in his name suggests there, he was more interested in the money. In fact, thinking about it, Booster Gold was a criminal, really, because he was a janitor in the future who stole some technology from a museum to come back into the past and become a superhero. So, petty crime there. He was more interested in money, so he was trying to create a corporation to try and earn money from his superhero-ness. And in fact, he was kind of like a time criminal, really, because when you think about it, he was coming back through time and messing with the timelines. I'm surprised that someone like Rip Hunter or Wave Rider or someone like one of the other time travelling do-gooders hasn't come back and sort of, had words with him. Said, this is not on, mate. This is totally not on. And of course, Booster Gold was good friends with Blue Beetle, one of my favourites, the old blue and gold era. But they were kind of turned more into a comedy duo. There was that Keith Giffen who, love and hate with him. He's responsible for one of my favourite books ever, but also responsible for turning Blue Beetle and Booster Gold into a pair of clowns, which, although I did bother collecting that Justice League series at the time, because I didn't like the way they were treating the Blue Beetle, because he was one of my favourites. It was one of my first books, I think it was the first book that I read from start to finish, the first time I even realised that comics had a cut-off period, because I never bought comics before. It was always like Batman, whatever was always in the shop, and I never considered the fact that, they were cancelled or whatever. So I was quite sort of blown away when Blue Beetle got cancelled. And then when he was, to my mind, mistreated in the Justice League of America books, turned into a fool, then I stopped collecting them. I was like, no, I ain't collecting that. They're making a mockery of my Blue Beetle. But I did buy them a good few years later, the whole set. And they're just reading them for what they are. They are fun. But, I'm a bit more serious with my my superhero stuff. I like it to, there you go. It looks like someone's listened to me and they've... Booster wanted for crimes of, I don't know about treason and theft. I'm not sure what the treason part was about, but maybe that was a different matter. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's ever been properly addressed in the comics, the fact that he's, legitimately a thief from the future. Not like he's still a good guy deep down, but at the end of it, he was a bit of a money grabbing chap. By Cheshire and Hawk. What happened to Dove? I wonder if this is after Dove was killed. I wouldn't have thought so. It's an interesting team up there. Booster Gold, Cheshire, and whose daughter we just saw keep being killed in that future book, Extreme Justice or whatever it was called. Yeah, I liked Hawk and Dove back in the day as well. Good comic. I think Booster's had a few reboots over the years. I'm pretty sure he's had a few other comic books of his own. At least one set of comic books on his own after this one. Blinded by the Rainbow Raider. Oh dear. You don't want that to happen, do you? Booster has two choices. Save his sister or save himself. Justice League International crossover. Oh, two Booster Golds. Twin Terrors. And then we have Millennium as a big crossover. No one escapes the Manhunters. And looks like his home's being attacked. Well, his home's attacking him, should I say. And then the final issue, Booster goes out of a bang. Millennium Week 7. Right. Next in the box, Power Company. Anyone remember these guys and girls? Power Company started off with a bunch of introductory comics introducing you to the characters. So we've got Witchfire. Manhunter is an old character. His name's been used a few times over the years, including in the Millennium series that I showed you on Booster Gold. The Manhunters were a robot race kind of thing who predated, or a robot army who predated the not the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Green Lantern Corps. It was like the original thing that the Guardians of the Galaxy put together. Are they called the Guardians of the Galaxy in I think they are. Yeah, I think they're called. I can't remember now. I'm getting confused with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember what they're called. They're all called the Guardians, aren't they? But I can't remember if they're called Guardians of the Galaxy or not. Anyway, so yeah, that was one of the things that Manhunter has been over the years. But this is I think this is the old 1940s original Manhunter reimagined. And then Josiah Power, he's the guy who got the Power Company together. He was a super rich guy. and they were kind of like it's interesting. It's in the same box as the Booster Gold one, because Booster Gold was all about the money, all about the Benjamins, and so was the Power Company, I believe. They were hired, you know, they were paid for their services, and they were, I think, hired, you know, out by, like, you know, countries, corporations, whatever, to help deal with any calamities that came up. Sapphire, good looking costume. Bork, I think, used to be an Icelandic pop star. So that's Bjork, isn't it? This is Bork. Bork sounds like a noise you make when you're not feeling too well, if you had too many pints the night before. Bork. Anyway, the future of professional superhuman services is here, and don't they look quite cool? Some pretty cool covers. This is written by Busiak. He's responsible for the Astro City comics, which are really cool. I think I've mainly got those on graphic novels rather than actual individual comics. I'm not sure what they come out, what company has those comics, but they are very good. And I was having a discussion before when I was trying to do this video about what draws you to buying a comic. If you're in something like this, like, well, oh, is the hero dead? What's happened to him? Or, you know, is that the sort of thing that draws you in? Looking at the peril of the situation, or is it something mysterious when you've got like a shadowy figure off in the background and it's saying, who is this person who means to do damage to our hero? What kind of thing gets you interested in a comic cover? Yes, Power Loss. Josiah Power, the leader of the team, or the one who pays them to do the jobs. I think he was more like a figurehead, and he called them in to do the jobs, but he didn't do so much field work himself, as I recall. This is a cover that tickles me. These guys are obviously turning up for an appointment, maybe to become part of the Power Company. Look at that secretary. That's a kind of the security guy. That security guy, personally, if you ask me, he's going the wrong way. I would be turning around and handing him my notice. Even if these aren't villains, they just look a little bit on the creepy side. I'd like to know more about their story, actually. Shame they never got a comic of their own. They look pretty cool. That's actually that guy. He's like a... Oh, has he got cockroaches growing out of his body? Yes, there's cockroaches coming. It's like an insect body with a cloak of leaves. Yeah, that is some crazy looking dude. For some reason I'm thinking Herne the Hunter, some kind of Celtic warrior creature or something. There you go. Firestorm joins the Power Company. I'm surprised Booster Gold never got called in, actually. And this is one of those comics that it was, you know, it didn't have a massive run. I think it was pretty cool, but a lot of these characters, I'm pretty sure, just disappears, like what often happens with comic books. And a thing that I mentioned, what annoyed me, you buy a comic for somebody, like for example, I'm thinking of an old character called Firebrand, who was named after the old JSA Firebrand woman, and he had a run. He was like a Mexican or Latin American, whatever the phrase is, hero, and he had this Firebrand suit, and he had a little run, I don't know, only about 12, 15 comics, not a massive run. And then the very next time you see him, he's being killed in over 2 panels in the Justice Society of America angle when they're fighting roulette, and she's got him in her arena and he gets killed by a chess agent in about 2 panels. And it's like, oh, that's a real kick in the teeth for people who are a fan of that comic. It really gets on my goat, that does. When like a character they bring out, they try and push it, alright, the push doesn't work, and the character just gets forgotten about, never heard from again, unless it's to be killed off, you know, with no heirs or graces in a future comic. Not even mourned. I'd like to have seen him getting a hero's burial, or Valhalla at the very least. I don't remember if he did. Right, now this is coincidental, well, kind of coincidental. Last week we had the more up-to-date version of this. It's Hero, Dial H for Hero, and this is the old one. This is like, if you look at my blog from last week, you'll see originally it came out as a backstory in Legion of Superheroes, and then it came over to Adventure Comics for about 20 issues or 15 issues, something like that. Then it went to Adventures of Superboy, and that was it. And then it came back again with different characters. We've got Vicky Grant, I remember her name now at least, and Chris King, and they were teenagers in Fairfax who found the H dials, and it turned them into different characters every week. And I love that actually. It really appealed to me. Like different characters, who would they become? How would their powers be utilised to fight with the villain, who would also be a different villain every week? And this here, our power dials have prepared us for any danger. As Stella, I protect the skies. I should have given her a female voice. And as Volcano, I protect the land. But I am the one who shall destroy you, for I come from the sea. Woohoo! Featuring characters created by DC Comics fans. Yeah, love that look. Yeah, dangerous here, let's dial H. Transforming, fly into action. Classic, and I love that cover as well. I love the little character, you got little characters here. This is like a Craven the Hunter kind of character. Wildebeest. I want these new superheroes dead, and what the Wildebeest wants, he gets. I particularly like Zeep. Zeep looks quite cool. I'd like to see a whole comic of Zeep actually. Just for his look, he looks fun. Okay. Yeah, and I was saying this style of art isn't popular nowadays, but I like this style of art. It's just everything that you need is there on the page, you know. Sometimes the action scenes are put down to the couple of panels nowadays. When in the old days you get a bit more action, you get more panels per page and that kind of thing. And I just preferred that kind of look, to be honest. So if I am able to start collecting again, I think I might just go buying old comics that I wasn't able to get back in the day, just because I like the look and feel of them. This one's got a little bit of damage. See, the spine seems to have been rolled or misplaced somehow. It's rolled over a bit. But you know, these things happen. Avatar, Master of the Elements. Crimson Star, the Scourge of the Stars. Kismet, Mistress of the Fates. Radiator, the Lord of the Lethal Lights. That's some good alliteration there. Lord of the Lethal Lights. Okay. Mystery. Who is this man? Who is it? You've got to buy the comic to find out who it is. Who is this guy? How has he found out about their true identities? And how is he going to try and destroy them? This is the sort of thing that makes me have to buy a comic. The mystery, the peril, will they survive, and that kind of thing. Now, I can't remember if it's 490 this is of Adventure Comics. I can't remember if it's the last time that Dial H for Hero were in this. But yeah. Okay, then we move on. Got just a couple of little comics here. Ambush Bug. Son of Ambush Bug. I only got one copy of a 6-part miniseries. And to be honest, I loved Ambush Bug when he appeared with Superman in a Superman team up. Superman teamed up with the Legion of Substitute Heroes, and what it was, Ambush Bug grabbed hold of Superman's cape as he was flying past when he was about to travel through time to the far future, and he gets ended up with the Legion of Substitute Heroes, and they put him in a fish tank because the cell in their power cell isn't working. And he escapes, obviously, and the rest of the comic is them trying to recapture him. And that was a Keith Giffen one. That was one of my favourite comics of all time. Really, really fun comic. But a lot of other times, I don't necessarily get off on these comics that much. Sometimes they just don't really appeal to me. You know, the humour in this one wasn't as fun, I don't think. Right, and then finally, this is interesting because I was talking about this character just on Facebook today. We've got some Miss Marvel. I think she gets a promotion to Captain Marvel at some point, because obviously she's coming up for the second Infinity War movie soon. Actually, I'm surprised. I didn't think I had any Marvel comics downstairs. I thought all my Marvel comics would be upstairs in my boxes. So yeah, it's cool to dig this one out. 1977, January 1977, I think this one is. And yeah, so let's have a look through the comics. Let's go through them all. Fighting Scorpion and Destructor, Doomsday Man, no Destructor, if you unleash the power in that box, the world dies screaming. You don't want that to happen now, do you? There you are. There's a tussle with another superhero. Miss Marvel has to stop it, but the Vision is sworn to defend it at any cost. Yeah, this is the thing that I don't quite understand. From what I remember of Miss Marvel, she could fly and she was strong and durable. But other than that, I don't see that she's got any powers that are going to trouble Thanos at all. So, I mean, unless she's been reinvented to be a whole lot more powerful in Marvels. You know, since I've stopped reading Marvel, I'm not really sure. Maybe she's a lot more powerful now than she was back in the day when she was just Ms. Marvel. Here she's fighting MODOK. Grotesque is the villain of this one. Beauty and the Beast, I suppose. And then we have Deathbird, who I think, look from the look of her, I think she's a Shi'ar. Is she the sister of Professor X's girlfriend at one point, or did he marry her? I'm sure it was a Shi'ar dignitary that he married at one point in the X-Men books. And I get a feeling that might be that character's sister. I may be remembering wrong. I may be getting confused with Starfire, actually, who's got an evil sister, but who knows. There we go. Deathbird is back, and MODOK again. I can't remember if MODOK is a man or a woman. Well, because isn't there a MODAM as well, isn't there? There's a MODOK, who I think was a male kind of entity. I don't know, I'm not sure if it was any need to have any sex at all. It might have been asexual, mightn't it? For all the, it was just a brain on a tiny little body. So I don't recall if it was, yeah, that's what makes a difference. Yeah, but there definitely was a female version as well of MODOK. Hecate and Helion. I'll call her Hecate. I don't know if it's Hecate or Hecate. Call her can't even say it now. Call her Hecate, call her Helion. It looks like she's trapped her in ice. She could potentially go to the future like Captain America. Get trapped in ice for a couple of decades. Bedlam in Boston. Steeplejack, I remember him, not that well. The reason I remember him, because he's one of the characters who was killed by Scourge in a Captain America comic. There was the infamous final scene in the bar with no name, I think it was called, where the supervillains used to hang out. They were actually having a meeting to talk about this Scourge who was killing some of their ranks. And just as they're about to start the meeting, the barman pulls out an exploding bullet machine gun and kills them all. And I'm pretty sure Steeplejack was one of the ones who got murdered then. I think he might have originally been a Daredevil villain. Then we have Tiger Shark with Namorita there. I can't remember the name of the young teen that she was a member of. With Speedball and Thrasher was his name, was it? I can't remember if his name was Thrasher now. He was a skateboard riding dude who was kind of like a Batman figure. With, I think he lost his parents and he was a millionaire, head of a company or something. I can't remember what his name was though. Dwayne, I think his name was Dwayne, but I can't remember his hero name. Night Thrasher maybe? But anyway, I'll get to that when I go to those comics. Right, so yeah, that's Namor's villain, the Tiger Shark. There we are. Tiger Shark has Miss Marvel under the sea fighting an octopus. Can she survive? How long can she breathe underwater for? I know her powers originally come from Captain Marvel, the Kree warrior from another planet, don't they? And I'm not sure if he's able to survive in space. So maybe she can survive under the water. This one, she's almost having a wardrobe malfunction. She's not too careful. She's going to lose the top of that costume. So, do you see men with ripped costumes in superhero comics? Yeah. I'm not too sure. Here we go. I think she did team up with the Avengers, definitely. Yellow Jacket, Wasp, Vision, Wonder Man, Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, I think it is. Right, here we go. Captain Marvel shows up. Her costume is in a bad way again. His costume is pristine as you like. I'm not suggesting anything. Just something I've noticed. At the mercy of Ronan. I think he's the accuser. Ronan the Accuser. Right, now interestingly, I didn't notice this when I first went through them. Costumes all ripped up here. She's like, sod this, I'm getting myself a new costume. And this costume's got no shoulders on it at all, so my shoulders won't get ripped. I'm noticing how often my shoulders are getting ripped off. So I'm going to have bare shoulders. I'm not sure if it's made of a tougher material, because you'd think that it would be more open to possible wardrobe malfunction, really, looking at it, because it's only held around the neck. But maybe it's made of a tougher stuff. And also, particularly like the red sash, it's like she might have gone to the one who does the costumes in The Incredibles, and she said, look, I like the black look of the yellow streak on the chest, but you need something to make it pop. How about a nice wide red sash? I don't know if it even stays on. I don't know how villains don't grab hold of it and swing around by it. But, you know, it's a good look anyway. Very jaunty hips there. There we go, it's a new costume. And I'm not sure when she became Captain Marvel. Ms. Marvel became Captain Marvel. And there's Deathbird again. Deathbird flies again. She's back. And then the last one, Action in Outer Space. Now, I was quite surprised actually, because I don't seem to have the full run, because it's talking about next issue, Sabretooth. And I'm like, well, why the heck did I not get the next issue then? How many issues are there exactly? Well, you know, it's a bit strange for me to have collected that many and not got the rest of them. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but yeah, that's my Ms. Marvel collection. I might have to check out what, you know, how many other ones there were. And that's all the comics from that little box. That's all the comics from this second show. It's annoying that the original footage that I filmed didn't come out because I forgot to press play, record, I mean. So annoying. But I tried to remember what I said. But also it's annoying because you're not getting the initial reaction of what I thought when I first saw the books. So, yeah, never mind. This should be a shorter video anyway. I think I probably rambled on too much in the first video. I might actually put up the first video anyway without the comic footage, just so you can hear what kind of nonsense I came up with. Because, yeah, whatever. You can watch it if you like. Anyway, cheers for watching this, and I'll be back next week going through another one of my comic boxes. So please join me for that. Thank you very much.